So it's not something we were trying to spy on students. I think that was one of the things that kids initially thought, and that's not the case. We're really just trying to absolutely try and get those frequent flyers who are just always leaving classrooms, because we want kids in classrooms, you know what I mean?
I think that it should be continued for Parablock because so many kids have to go to different places, so the teachers know where everyone is. That's like the best use for it, but using the bathroom and it's like a 2-minute thing, I feel like that should be stopped.
In principle, I agree with it, that something needed to be done. We used to have sign in and out papers that were difficult to maintain, incomplete sometimes, so something that incorporates technology, I think, is a good thing.
I agree with its intentions, not necessarily with the execution yet.
This hall pass system imposed a lot on a basic thing that students do on the daily, which is going to the bathroom, and it can be seen as a disruption towards students and teachers.
I think initially it was disruptive. I think students are getting better and teachers are getting better, and as we get more and more acclimated to it, I think it'll get easier.
I think it's very disruptive because you have to get out your Chromebook if you're not allowed to use your phone and type in like where you're going and even why.
The hall pass is definitely something that not all people agree with, and there have been some discussion about whether or not students think it should be stopped.
High school students, I think they can use the bathroom on their own. We're all adults, and I think we're mature enough to go to the bathroom without having to do a hall pass.
I think, always give anything some time, so at least let's see how it goes for the whole year.
Some can see the hall pass as a positive thing that helps and improves the school and prevents students from lingering the halls.
We're hoping that it's effective. I think it's going to take time. What we did is we said we're going to look at it this year, try it out.
I think it allows me to see who's coming during Power Block or after school for extra help.
There has been debate among the students and administration as to why the hall pass was put into use in the first place.
So people wouldn't wander around as much and like during class when they would leave for like 15 minutes at a time, and like it's just like to make sure they know where everyone is.
It definitely kind of solves a little bit of the issues of kind of paper passes and emails.
Here at WB MSHS, we have heard of many different things about masks, which come from many different opinions. Students are wondering and hoping for changes. Here we ask our school principal about her opinion and her thoughts.
We're hoping at some point, that we'll be able to go unmasked. I don't think any of us love wearing masks, myself included, but we're just following the DESE guidelines.
Many students are curious about the guidelines towards masks. Obviously, we are sick of them, but as of now, the rules stay the same and upcoming information will come from DESE. We asked some students what they thought about masks.
I think they're kind of pointless because you don't have to wear them in public anyway, so there's a higher chance of you getting it in public than there is at school.
These students have strong feelings and complaints about masks, but the school allowed students not to wear masks outside. Masks had a widespread effect on many people, especially their high school experience.
Affects my high school career because play sports, play basketball, you have to keep them on and you can't breathe with them on. It's just hard to play. You don't even know what people look like now because you always got to wear these masks. It's not good.
With the upcoming basketball season, as well as many other winter sports, students want change from last year regarding masks. We asked our athletic director for her thoughts.
So I guess I would defer to, the guidelines that we're presented with, and I just kind of follow those. So I try to keep my opinion out of it.
I think the masks and the indoor sports part it's just stupid. We should have to take them off. And the downfalls, it's hot, you get sweaty, so you get all acne and you get all those pimples. And it's just claustrophobic with the mask on, breathing in that carbon dioxide. It's just bad for you.
A lot of people found masks being uncomfortable, causing sweat and acne on the chin and nose. Masks have affected players in their indoor sports and their comfortability.
I'm not a huge fan of them because I feel like I can't breathe as well when I'm wearing a mask. It's just better not to have one because I don't have to worry about keeping it up because the refs always yell at you for having your mask down.
I don't really do indoor sports. The football team is mainly outside, but whenever we lift weights, more recently, we've taken them outside and done them on the baseball field, just so we wouldn't have to deal with contact tracing.
Students and staff at the school have a variety of mixed feelings about the mask mandate. With the time, many hope that people will no longer have to worry about being in public with a mask.
The school spirit here in WB is on the rise. Coming off a pandemic, things are starting to get back to normal. This means that more fans at sports games and more enthusiasm throughout the entire school. With the stands packed, the sporting games at West Bridgewater have been buzzing with excitement.
The atmosphere during the sports games was pretty awesome. I like the sports games because, everyone's kind of like amped up a little bit, getting excited. So, I really like the atmosphere.
The support of our fans are not only felt by the players, but also the coaches.
Yeah, as we see what we're allowed to do, which is just get out there and support your team and have a great time. And it's like something we've missed out for a year or two. So it's like get back in there and have some fun.
Our athletic department has had a lot of support and help drives this spirit throughout all sports.
I love it. I think it's awesome, and I love the student support. Love when our kids come out and support our teams.
The tight-knit school community affects students who are both on and off the field.
Everyone's like closer with each other, and it like makes the football games and like the other sporting events like fun. You make new friends, and it like brings the energy for like the players that are playing.
I think a stronger school community just leads to better pride and a better overall team effort and team feeling, which connects everyone in a bit of a way. So
I think it brings us all together, and everyone feels more safe and at home when we have a stronger community.
The bench has had an impact on players and fans alike.
I think the bench is awesome. I love seeing it when I go over to the games. Just love seeing everyone there, packed. The spirit is just awesome.
I think the bench is a great way to motivate sports teams and bring school spirit back. And as a player, I feel like it motivates me on the field when more people are there to watch and cheer on the players.
The stronger school community has brought our school together in many ways. More are connected and aware of the games and events that are happening. Students have felt the effects and hope that they continue throughout the rest of this school year.
With the issues of human rights being in the spotlight, students have been looking for an outlet to be able to help others. Action Club was created with this thought in mind. Finn LaFontaine brought the idea of Action Club to Miss Kendall.
I kind of felt powerless, I couldn't do anything to help. And I kind of brought up the idea to Miss Kendall that I kind of want to create a club so that other kids who are feeling the same way as me can actually feel like they're doing something to help their environment. And Miss Kendall thought it was a great idea, and we decided to bring it to Miss Page and get it ready.
Miss Kendall then tells us about Action Club and what it's trying to achieve in our school.
We are mostly learning about different things that some people might have to deal with. For example, it's October, and October is ADHD Awareness Month. So we've been talking a lot about ADHD and how it might feel for somebody who has ADHD. I know that we've also talked a lot about trying to start a gender-neutral bathroom here at the school, because that is something that is really important.
Finn explains to us what Action Club means to them.
Kind of having faith in what you believe in and standing up for what you think is right and things that would benefit others positively, make people feel better about themselves, and just better our environment as a whole.
If any new members want to join, Miss Kendall informs us as to when and where Action Club is held.
Action Club is every Tuesday during Power Block in the band room.
We asked some teachers if they had heard of Action Club.
Yes, I have. I have some students that go to their meetings weekly.
We also asked their opinion on the club.
I think it's very important, and this community is in need of it, and I'm very proud that it's happening.
Finally, we asked if they recommended students to join.
If they're interested in having an open mind and listening to others.
New students and teachers are always welcome. With human rights issues being attacked every day, Action Club is doing all they can to combat this in our town.
We're here at the West Bridgewater Middle Senior High School to interview some of the students and teachers to see if they felt the change in themselves from the start of the pandemic to now, and to see what they would tell themselves 1 year ago today if able to.
Lots of people have noticed a change in behavior and emotion from the beginning of the pandemic to the ending.
During the pandemic, I was a little sad because I couldn't see any of my friends or see anybody. So I think I became more interactive after the pandemic, because before I didn't really like to hang out with anybody.
Others started to notice the importance of their loved ones.
I definitely feel like it put things in perspective. I think I, want to spend more time with my friends and family because I think that's also really important and made things come out that I didn't at first make time for, and now I'm putting more effort into things like that. It also made me really exhausted, but I'm plugging through.
Some even found the importance of themselves and their self-worth.
I think I changed as a person because I had more time to focus on myself and did more self-care, and I think it benefited me in a positive way because I ended up working out more and feeling a lot better about myself.
So before the pandemic, I feel like if I were to think that I couldn't go out of the house, I would think that it'd be impossible to do anything, right? And that I would fail. But now I feel like since we made it through the pandemic in such a tough time, even at a young age, that we could get through a lot of stuff just because of the pandemic.
Others found that they didn't change from the start of the pandemic to the end.
At my age, I'm kind of set in my ways, so it's really didn't make too much of a difference.
Even after having people think back a year ago today to see what they would tell themselves, we found that people still had hope even though all was going bad during the past year.
I would say that, even if it gets hard, don't stop trying.
To slow down and enjoy the little things because in the end, those are the big things.
One thing I would tell myself a year ago today would probably be how happy I am of how far I've come.
Just keep calm and know that everything will work out eventually.
Even though some had regrets.
I should have bought a winning megabuck ticket.
After interviewing some of the students and teachers here at the high school, we found that even with COVID being so strong and deadly, people still didn't lose their courage and faith they had before.
Here at West Bridgewater MSHS, students and staff love to express themselves through their clothing and inspire others through trendy and new fashion trends.
My sister inspires my fashion a lot because we are the same size clothes, so we just wear each other's clothes and stuff.
I think that my friends inspire my fashion because they allow me to be myself and open to whatever I want to wear.
A lot of Instagram and TikTok, I think. There definitely just is a lot of trendy stuff on there, so I just look for that as my inspiration.
There are many interesting and new fashion trends that are on the rise, which students and teachers have different opinions on.
Kind of different, I guess, but I don't really care for them a lot like other people do.
I love the fashion trends this year. I think they're really fun, and I've participated in them myself, so yeah.
This year I think the fashion trends have been pretty good. A lot of different stuff than before, definitely.
There have been many trends over the past few decades that are coming back.
I am always a big fan of, the big wide-legged bell-bottomy pants and things from really that, retro hippie generation. That's pretty.
I really hope bell bottoms will fully come back. I know they're on the rise, but I'm waiting for the final nudge.
I kind of hope that ripped jeans in men's clothing would come back. I think that's really cool.
With such a wide age range, younger students and even teachers are influenced as well.
It does not affect how I dress because I really could care less of what they think of how I dress myself.
No, I pretty much wear the same thing all the time, which is green and black or black and black.
Fashion at West Bridgewater MSHS varies from students to teachers and year to year, and it overall helps students be themselves.